my money because I have to take care of the bike like it's mine. The bike gets little problems that cost 100 to 200 shillings to fix. I can't tell the owner about those little problems, so I get it fixed somewhere and just pay. Like before, I used to get serious money. I think, damn, if I had known, I'd have spent that money better, but I didn't. Like now, you know, I used to get 200 or 300,000 shillings before. If I got just 100,000 shillings now, people would be amazed at how I'd invested. You see, a bike is amazing. It's a lot of fun. When I have a bike, I really have a lot of fun when I'm on the bike alone.
Boniface, one of the two original motorcycle boys, feels that crime profits have led to a lot of improvements in Korogocho, more than most people would care to admit.
Here in Korogocho, you find that someone has set up a business, but that shop is part-time employment. After stealing outside, people come back and invest in businesses here. You can't just sit around idling, just relaxing. You look suspicious. The business that do well here are the illegal ones that cause harm.
Kama doesn't make the profits he used to make from full-time crime, but what he makes from the bikes is just enough.
For example, sometimes business is good and I can make a profit of about 1,000 shillings. That takes care of all of my expenses. Most of my money is spent on my child, Bridget. When she grows, I pray that she reads hard and that she agrees to study hard in school. I would hate to hear that when Bridget is older, after growing up here, that she's been raped in this area. I wouldn't want to hear that. Those things happen a lot in a place like Korogocho. It would be my joy if she lives here and is growing up, that Korogocho is also changing at the same time.
Every day, Mushina walks his kids to school in the nearby Dandora estate before going to work at the biker stage. He too feels that the motorcycle boys have made a difference in Korogocho.
These bikes are also a form of upgrading, because before people could not walk there at night. People were being robbed a lot. But now that the bikes are carrying people, they are now safe.
Sometimes I use these bikes when I'm late from work because the road is not safe at night. There are many thieves. So these bikes really help us a lot when we use them.
But the bikes are not as safe for everyone as Mushina would like to believe they are. Many accidents happen in Korogocho because of speeding by some of the thrill-seeking motorcycle boys.
Accidents on the roads are unavoidable because the road is very congested, especially in the evenings. And right now, the road doesn't have enough space for pedestrians to pass.
A new road has just been built in Korogocho as the first slum upgrading project here. It circles all the way around the slum, hence the name Dirt Island. Mushina feels that overall, the new road is helping Korogocho.
We never had a tarmac road in Korogocho. Other businesses would have continued doing well, but the bikes would not have succeeded without a new road. Before, when the motorbikes used to hit the potholes, they would get spoiled very quickly.
The motorcycle club may have some issues, like speeding, but they've managed to win over certain important people.
Many of us guys don't have licenses, so the police used to disturb us a lot. So we had to go and speak to the chief, also the one in Kariobangi. And we told them we are just young people. And instead of returning to crime, we would like to just do this work. And gradually we'll get licenses.
Driving license.
The motorcycle club is doing pretty well, according to Mushina. But for Kama, who doesn't own his own bike yet, life is still a bit tricky.
Right now, I'm 50-50. There's no need to lie. I usually think, should I leave this? Should I continue? It's hard to rely on money from this bike sometimes, especially having a wife. When you have a wife, there's always a need that arises that requires a lot of money. For instance, she may need about 5,000 shillings to sort out an emergency, and that's my responsibility. So that means I'll need to go to Westlands or to steal to get the money.
Kama's still not sure about the motorcycle club, and he's not alone. Khadija is a member of the Korogocho Urban Upgrading Committee. She feels that building a youth centre will be a more constructive solution to crime.
The youth center is about linking the talents that the youth have in Korogocho with business, and then also there'll be a maybe mentoring process from the center, which will be acting as a coordination point. Maybe they can be driven away from the crime or the changa they take.
Motorcycle boy Mushina is not just a motorcycle boy. He's involved in slum upgrading with Khadija and supports the youth centre idea.
When the youth don't have a place set aside for them to meet, it's not good. But when they get to meet up and talk, I think they'll do a lot. They'll help each other and they will grow.
But Boniface feels that crime is about one thing only, and that the solution to it is very simple.
Here in Korogocho, life is difficult. You don't grow up with money. So, when you find a means of getting money, it has a big influence on you. Getting money is very important here in the ghetto, especially for the youth.
So Boniface believes in supporting businesses like the Motorcycle Club and others that have followed in its wake.
The idea of opening a car wash was to help create security, or what?
The idea of operating a car wash was for security purposes and also to generate income for the youth.
This young group started the car wash after seeing all the motorcycles in their neighborhood.
When business was low, we would still wash at least 8 bikes. We would all end up getting enough money for ourselves.
But the car wash was short-lived. They didn't have the motorcycle club's luck. The water was shut off after people complained about their homes flooding.
We had dug a trench here. See, it never affected anyone's home. The trench was here, but it's now been covered with stones. I think it was just people looking down at us as the youth. It's a community thing.
Many girls were at the car wash and they had kids and they were relying on this money. Now we're just idle.
So we just become thieves.
Motorcycle clubs, car washes, it's not what most people would think of as the best way to improve slums. They're breaking the rules and the law, and not just over jobs. Like slum dwellers the world over, Kama helps himself to energy.
I pulled this wire, I pulled it like this. Can you see where it's coming from? Can you see where it's going? So it comes in here directly. Now, by the time they come here, how long do you think it will take me to remove these wires?
Before who comes?
You see them on the road when they come in.
Which guys?
The Kenya Power Company. I'll just disconnect the wiring and push the wires into the house and roll these other cables to the back. Then I'll reconnect everything after they leave. There are other wires that I've connected on the ground, but you can't see them. They're hidden. Now,